Pittsburgh Steelers.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Set. Block 80.
Watch 89.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Check.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. It's complete to Brown, right side. Brown finishing 2016 with over 1,200 yards, 106 receptions. Now for him, people were expecting maybe some bigger numbers, Charles. What did you make of Antonio Brown's season?
Well, what I made of it is that he started to get more help along the way. Jesse James developed a tight end. Once Le'Veon Bell got into the lineup, he started to catch passes out of the backfield and ate up a few numbers as well. So Big Ben had more targets to throw it to. That should help Antonio Brown going forward in 2017 because he'll still be the primary guy. But when you get help, well, you can make bigger plays downfield.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Alert.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Double.
Under crush.
Hey,
Under
alert.
He's coming.
Set. Left middle.
Kill.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. This offense has some speed, and certainly Martavis Bryant, he has some speed.
He has that, and he has size. That's what makes him so difficult to cover, because just when you think you have to play him one way, the other attribute kicks in. Martavis Bryant could be an all-star real soon.
No spacing.
Kill.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It goes as a gain of 8 and moves the chains.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Here we go.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste, gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left.
Easy shoot. Set. Black 80. Alert. No spacing.
Check 99.
Hey.
Check 13. Check
Alert.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And it's 4th down. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive.
Easy.
Alert 3.
They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And they told us repeatedly early they got one.
And don't think they were above all week long, pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
goes into motion. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Simeon. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. C.J. Anderson, the intended target. And it's second down. And I don't want to say that this offense starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas, but sometimes it starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas.
There's no reason you can't say it if it's the truth. He is the alpha and the omega of the receiving corps.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And the Steelers defensive unit.
Cameron Hayward is a defensive lineman, but many of us, especially guys of my vintage, remember his father, Craig Ironhead Hayward, who was a running back. I think Cameron decided he'd rather hit people than be hit.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Here I come. Here I come.
All right, here we go. Boom! Gone! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Watch out.
The play clock's running down. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down.
Set, clean, and gun!
Patch it.
Watch it now, Barney!
Check hot route. Hot. Go ahead, baby. Go. Check.
Halfback sent in motion.
Backfield. Motion out of the backfield.
Detroit!
Watch twist.
In motion right is Thomas. Play clock winding down. Just beating the play clock. Simeon. And able to find Green. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Simple slant route and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
I got one.
Shift together here from the D-line. And it goes in motion here in the backfield. On first down, it's Simeon. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And Charles, I know Ryan Shazier, who made that tackle, a youngster you like a lot.
I love him, and I liked him a bunch coming out of Ohio State because the more this game leans towards speed and less on bulk, that's where Ryan Shazier excels because of his ability to run down plays. If anything goes away from him, he'll chase it. A lot of the time, he can run with tight ends, running backs downfield and pass covered. That only helps his outside linebackers like James Harrison and Bud Dupree get to the quarterback.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And his throw is incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They have what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. Second and 10, Simeon again. Screen play, Anderson. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whipping on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way, and boy, he can get hurt.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. First down throw, Simeon. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Norwood that time, and that'll bring up second down. Ten yards still left on second down.
Single. 42.
Hurry up, here we go. Three, Leopard. Leopard.
Check three.
Gun.
Tighten up.
Watch it now, Barney.
On second and 10, Simeon. And hauled in here by Jordan Norwood. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on third down.
Yeah, they add a DB.
Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
No.
Now Thomas will come in motion right.
Watch it now, Barney.
Check three.
Simeon on third down. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. A gain of 11 and a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
Now let's go. Blue
Norwood in
90.
motion.
Blue 90.
Simeon on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's second down. And the seemingly endless drive continues. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Detroit!
Watch it.
No. Check. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Hey.
Gun.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Back to throw, Simeon. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Gun.
In motion right is Thomas.
Patriot.
Time running out here on the play clock. Simeon now to throw. That is caught inside the 5. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And the Steelers set to take the field. Very tough spot here for the offense to start.
Tight on the left. Two. Check. Easy.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Check 50.
And some changes here as the D-line separates them. They go back to the air here after the INT.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Now, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. Second down now after the incompletion.
Three down.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And he finds Hayward Bay. And they're going to have this one up near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Check 24, check 24.
Easy.
Shoot.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 70 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
In motion left goes Sanders. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Now Simeon. Green with a catch left side. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Over.
2nd and 10, Simeon again. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Simeon at first down. And fires one incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Second down following the incompletion.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Here we go now.
On 2nd and 10, Simeon. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lawrence Timmons. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Hayward Bay. A gain of 6 there on first. Second down now after the pass completion. And now they're in the hurry-up.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And coming out now, the Broncos. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Screen play, Anderson. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets a made. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. And some space here. Picked off by Lawrence. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Roethlisberger looking to throw. Steps away to his left. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Tight right, tight right. Hey.
Now let's go. Feed over. Detroit.
Crunch.
Gun.
Motion.
Now Thomas will come in motion right. On first down, Simeon. And he slings one that's incomplete. Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No,
you know I like to do that randomly. AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year, they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck. One of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong.
They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And the back goes into motion.
Here we go.
10, Siemian. Wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. James Harrison in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Leopard! Here we go!
Here's Siemian now on second down. Green's got it over the middle. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And quickly, they get to the line. Now Siemian. He goes underneath for Anderson. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Broncos a first down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now the offense lining up first and 10.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. It's Ross Cockrell that time that made the tackle.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Here we go now. 3, 9, over. No. Check. Patriot. Over.
They'll need to get the play out quickly. Siemian now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
On first down, this is Forsett. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
To throw on second is Siemian. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. What did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak. And Norwood's got it. Touchdown, Broncos. Jordan Norwood, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. It results in a touchdown.
Watch it now, Barney. Leopard.
The play clock's running down. They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Lawrence Timmons.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready? The Los Angeles Rams. They get a young quarterback going and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D, you're right. They just need the O. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Come on.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4.
I got you.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. Left side here to Sanders. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. In motion left here, Sanders. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Third down now. It's C.J. Anderson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Play clock winding down.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the 50, it's Simeon. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Time running out here on the play clock. And now with the play clock becoming an issue here, Gary Kubiak is going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end. All right, here we go. Boom, line it. Detroit! Detroit! Gun! Gun!
He's checking crack.
In motion right is Thomas.
No, check. Patriot! Patriot! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off, Jarvis Jones. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Coming to you, coming to you.
Set! Like 30.
51.
On design run for their wideout. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now Roethlisberger eluding the pressure right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. You don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. The wide receiver moving to a new spot.
He's coming. We got double.
The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. He completes it to Bryant. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Not only is the slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And it's complete to Ladarius Green. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Watch 81.
Now a carry for the veteran. This is D'Angelo Williams. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move on that, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Man open left side is Brown. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And tough starting field position here. Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Back 99 Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Alert 3.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. In fact, if anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped.
And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
They come out here in the eye. Again, it's Bell. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. They'll roll him out right. He gets it to Brown. Good play. It's a good gain of 11, sends him up 1st and goal. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. And this is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is one we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown from 3 yards out. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Well, certainly a tough loss here, but they've got to move on. I mean, you have another opponent next week. You dwell on this one, it hurts you the following week.
That's where the 24-hour rule comes into play, win or lose for all teams. Either enjoy the win for 24 or reflect on the loss for 24, then put it aside and move forward.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis.